Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a new gun day, an unboxing day, whatever you want to call it day. But we're looking again at some items from Maruyama, or VFC, from VFC OEM, but another brand. Now I've bought two new GBBRs from Maruyama. One is this one you're going to see today, and the other one is the ISO 556, which we'll get to in a consecutive video. I bought this. The main reason I've decided to get this, as well as it, looking cool, is I'm under the impression that these magazines, which are MP9 style magazines, as you see here, they look pretty cool. I'm under the impression from videos that I saw that when Maruyama / VFC release their new MP9, these magazines are going to be compatible. So I thought, let's get this, we'll get a bunch of mags for it, and then we can see if they fit the new MP9, great. I haven't got to go out and invest in more magazines after the fact. So we'll get to that event. In fact, let's get I bought a bunch of mags. Let's get all these out. And then I can get rid of the boxes, and I haven't got to get them back on the bench here. So I bought this SPC-9. It's a SPC-9 Pro. They do offer an SD version, which comes with like a huge B&T style suppressor, which I really do like. And the only downside to it is that newer model is a Glock mag base, and which I didn't want to go for. So I just thought it was odd that there's only certain models in the family of products here that you can get with either lower on. As someone said to me, it might have been Netsy actually, it was like, we'll just buy both, swap the lowers over, and then sell the other one, which, as tempting as it was, I didn't want to be buying two guns just to get one. So Maruyama, I think, could do very good if they offered a lot of option parts, like if you want to convert to a different model but you still want to use the same lower. I think they could do really well there. As well as offering, a lot of spares and stuff for this stuff. So here's the mags. They look pretty cool. They've got that fake bullet sticker style aesthetic here, but I think they actually look pretty damn good. Sometimes the magazine casings will do this, where the plastic sits up against it. So it's on that one. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. So it's just the one where you probably just have to pull the casing out and just give that a clean and put it back together. But it's not the end of the world. So I bought an extra 5 spare magazines. One will come with it, of course. Let's get these out the way. And they are, I believe, 45 rounders, something like that. So as usual with Maruyama, we've looked at the SCW9 in the past. Let me put these to one side actually, to get them out of the way. Save me inevitably knocking everything over. And this one is the SPC-9. So let's get this out here. Fairly well packaged, the usual plastic bag over it. I went with the shorter model, the one that doesn't have the M4, is it an M4 style stockish? So the shorter model, and the one that takes these mags. So let's get this unpackaged here. There we go, another mag there. So we can get that put in the box. You also get your usual manual stuff from them. You get an Allen key, you get a speed loader with a pistol adapter, and that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. So we can get that out the way and gotten rid of. You wouldn't believe the amount of boxes I store for these things, because the amount that I buy to review it for you lot. But here we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some gas in the mag, just so it's ready. Now it is ridiculously hot here again in the UK. I say ridiculously hot, it's about 29 degrees, so it's warm, which means this room is even warmer, so it's a little bit uncomfortable. But we have a gas blowback, B&T style. It's got no B&T things on here, but I'm pretty sure you can buy like a little plastic thing that goes, like an insert that goes in here to put the trades on it. And it's like a little SMG styled replica, which does kind of remind me a bit of the PMX that we looked at. So you've got, I believe, a metal upper and rail. You've got a polymer lower. Now, compared to other models that I've seen in the past, the polymer on this lower, or plastic, because people don't like, some of you don't like when I say polymer, but the plastic lower is kind of shiny. We've got this sliding B&T style stock, which, you know, you press it, it'll slot in. What's nice is when it's folded in like that, they actually give you a little bit of a cutout so you can still get the pins out. But you can just rip this stock out. So it'll be fixed in place like that. When you're ready to go, you just rip it out. It does stick out really far and look really spindly, but I've got a fix for that, so I'll have to get on that. So it's a gas blowback replica. I believe these mags hold 45 rounds. Let me see if I can get some rounds in this mag. These are 2 5s. Not the easiest to fill. I think that's as full as we're going to get it there. What I do like is you can see the rounds in the front. Not many companies do this, and I really do like it. I like it on the XM5 as well. So we've got, let's try and count them, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it might be a 48 rounder. Either way, they look pretty cool. I don't know what's going on with the stickers at the back. The stickers at the back, like the, can you see that? It's like loaded really. I'm sure a real mag wouldn't load like that. They'd just be one after the other, but it just looks really odd. Maybe I'm wrong and they're right. So hop-up adjustment on this replica is found on the top here. I presume we use a 2mm Allen key. Can we get that in there? Won't go in there, so we probably have to use like a smaller Allen key. I'll have to see if I can find something out there. We did get one in the box, so we could use that if it's the right size. So up adjustment is in the top here, so you will need a tool for that. You've got a charging handle. You've got 2 charging handles on this replica. So you've got one up front here, which is very nice. And you've got an AR style charging handle as well. So if you're more used to an M4, you can rack it from the back as well. It is short stroked, so the bolt doesn't travel back all that far. One thing I have noticed is you can't lock the bolt on empty, like without the mag in. So if I push this up, it will start to lock like that. And then as soon as I take my thumb off it, so the only way you can lock this back is by pushing up the lever inside. So that is a bit of a pain in the arse for me, because I like to, you know, lock the bolts back like that, insert the mag, so it's, you know, nothing's hindering it like that, and then obviously load it forward. So, but I mean, the front mounted, you know, the charging handle, like, and you know, a B&T APC-9 is very much nicer and more comfortable to get to. But if you're used to an AR platform, you've got choices there. So let's see if we can quickly pop the lower off. Can we do this without tools? I don't think so. So we push the front pin out, and we can push the back pin out. Came out a lot easier. So with the back pin out, we can pull this assembly out here, and we have a shortened stock tube with a capsulated buffer here, so it doesn't travel all that far, but it's very contained, so I can pull everything out and I haven't got to mess about with any springs. We can pull the lower off, we can pull the bolt out, which is like a shortened, very much looks weirdly like a shortened AR bolt with different geometry. Now it's got a very weird texture to it. It almost feels like you've got this rubber pad in the back here, which will interface with the buffer. And it looks like there's an O-ring in there as well. So we've got, you know, rubber padding in the back here to interface with this to absorb a bit of the vibration and shock. It's got like a shark fin thing going on the top here. I imagine that's literally just to situate it in the charging handle maybe. And then we've got a nicely greased up bolt here. So it kind of looks similar to like a Glock, like a G-style nozzle, but like a slightly different angle. Now they do offer these SPCs with Glock lowers as well. We can extract the charging handle, and the charging handle is one of those nice ones where you can push it forward and you can locate it, slot it in like that, and then when you pull it back it's not going to drop out. So that's very nice indeed. I'm not sure if that's real steel spec, but very nice. That can obviously go back in there. The front charging handle, of course, is just a steel bar that goes through the main charging handle and just pushes the bolt back. The usual blue VFC hot rubber in there. And yeah, it looks pretty damn good. No trades on the lower, like I say, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll put this on here and we should be able to see that buffer system. And then to put it back together, let's take a quick look at this lower here. So it's, I can kind of push it up with this. I think what you would need to probably do is just shim this out with something, because I very much want to be able to, and we had the same problem I think with the Archwick APC-9, was just being unable to lock the bolt with using the right-handed side. I would very much like to put my keep my firing hand on the SMG, push that up with my firing hand, and then wrap the bolt and lock it to the rear, but at the moment we can't do that. Now that might be a problem with mine, and not necessarily with all of them. You know me, whenever I order something, I always seem to get the ones that have these niggly issues. Maybe I'm just really unlucky. So no cherry picks for me. So the trigger, how is the trigger? Let's have a look. When you cock it, it's right on the wall. There's no take up whatsoever. And a really short throw. So a very good trigger. Not quite as satisfying in terms of sound and like click that you get from a VFC M4. However, do you have any gas left in here? No. Switch cans. But still, nonetheless, very, very good. So we'll just get some gas in an empty mag, just so I can show this off to you without BBs flying around the room. So I did notice that out the box, like it doesn't always want to latch the mags. You have to like see, it's like unless it goes in the perfect way, it doesn't want to latch in there. So we've got semi-auto, nice and snappy, and full auto. Very nice and consistent. It's got a quite nice rate of fire. Actually, it's not too fast. And that trigger just kind of got stuck a little bit there. But again, could be the kind of woes we have with new stuff. Now, we do have tri-lug on the front there, but we do have the ability to spin that off and just throw on your 14mm counterclockwise attachments, whether you want to put a tracer on there or whatever. I was kind of hoping that the reason why I wanted that SD version was it came with a suppressor, so I was kind of hoping this will work and go on. If it does, happy days. And it does. Oh yeah, look at that. So it's not quite as nice as the other one, because the other one has like a slightly longer handguard to hide it, but this B&T suppressor that I've had for a while, which I originally bought for the APC-9, is going to suit this very good as well. So this might give it a bit of an odd sound. And again, you have to really get that magazine seated. This is probably going to make it sound weird, but we'll try it. Yeah. So it's got no foam in it, it's just an empty mock suppressor. But if you've got something like that, because I was just concerned that I wasn't going to be able to push that on far enough to latch it on there. But any you know, suppressor, tracer is going to be able to go on there, which is nice because you've got that 14mm counterclockwise thread. So we should probably chrono this thing. What did I do with my chrono? There it is. So we're going to set this to 0.25 because that's just what I've got to hand at the moment. I'm going to pop some glasses on just to be sure and safe. And we're going to just shoot some rounds through it and see how we get on. So this is why I like to always lock this back, because when you put in a fully bombed up mag in, you don't want to damage your nozzle. So that magazine latched in a little bit better. We'll drop the bolt and here we go. No idea where the hop's set. Let's roll it forward. Nothing comes out, so we're okay. So we are at just under a joule at 0.937. And I'm just going to call out the joule readings for you now. So we'll just line this up. 1.13, 1.12, 1.135, no reading, 1.117, I'm just going to periodically show you this, 1.117, and 1.08, 1.06, 1.06, 1.07, 1.04, and 1.03. So we're all around a joule there, so you're probably going to be safe no matter where you go. If you're a little bit too high, I'm not sure on the compatibility with the end passes on these. I'm sure if it's the same style VFC valve, then you should be good to go. But we're just gonna, oh, I didn't know I'd put it onto auto, then I accidentally actuated it. These selectors are pretty good as well. This one's a bit looser than my OPC. It's a little bit hard to get it into safe, but going from single to full auto is nice and clicky. But we'll just dump the mag here, and it has no problem doing that whatsoever. So we'll put the other mag in, which doesn't always want to latch in, and we'll try and show you the bolt moving here. So this gun is empty, and we'll show this far enough. So magazines seem to be plenty gas efficient. There's not mounds of recoil on this thing, so if you're hoping for some heavy recoil, doesn't have it. It's more comparable to like an MP9. That PMX is also very similar as well. But if you're looking for something like an MP9 but you want something just a little bit different, now the reason what really put me onto this, I know I'd seen it here and there on the shops, didn't really have much interest in it, and you can thank Stephen, Scuba Steve in the Discord, who goes by the name of Control Chaos, for this, because we started playing Ready or Not before obviously the Battlefield 6 beta come out, but we started playing Ready or Not. This is in Ready or Not, and he was like, oh, you want to try the SPC, because this in the game has got like a ridiculous rate of fire and loads of recoil. It's quite a fun gun to use, and I suppose that's mainly the reason why I decided to take a look at this. But again, as well, hoping that when the MP9 comes out, I've already got a bunch of mags. I just need to buy the replica. I can jump on as soon as they go live. So we've got enough mags to get through it. It'll be an interesting one for sure to try out in the gauntlet. You've got nice big capacity magazines there. Does it say how much are in there? So it does say on the box 45 rounder, but we could indeed get more out of it. So with a normal pistol adapter on a speed loader, they feel absolutely fine. So nothing really to worry about there. and I kind of just want to keep shooting it, but it's a non-reciprocating charging handle. So if you want yourself a cool little SMG, it's a little bit different and you're not too bothered about massive amounts of recoil. And it seems to be plenty gas efficient, locks back on empty. A little bit of an issue trying to lock the bolt manually. Maybe that will clear up with time, maybe it won't. So I can lock it, but then as soon as I let go of it, you have to put your finger in there to push this lever up. So maybe that needs a little bit of shimming. You have got a couple of points for slings as well. You've got a QD slot there underneath the stock. You've also got QD slots, what look like QD slots, on the rail all the way around. You've got a bit of M-lock. You've got rail space on the top. If you're familiar with AR style platforms, this is going to be comfortable for you because the mag release is easy, the selector's easy. You've got that rearward charging handle if you're used to an M4. So if you're very pro M4, but you want to try have a bit of a dabble in the SMG world, then maybe this is something for you. So that magazine doesn't want to latch for some reason, where this one, that one does. Oh, and that one does now. I think you have to, the way that you have to put the mags in, so if you're putting it in and riding the magazine up the back wall, it won't go in. But if you put a bit of frontwards force as you do it, so as you're putting the mag in, just have a little bit of cantilever force to the front, they'll latch in just fine. So let me know what you think about this SPC-9 in the comments down below. We've got a cool looking suppressor on there, so I can finally use that suppressor for something as I drop the mag, as usual. And yeah, I think I've got the Archwick APC-9. I haven't had great shooting experience with it, but I want to try and get it put through the gauntlet to give it a fair trial before I, you know, probably inevitably move it on. But I thought let's have a look at something from a, you know, across the street as per se in terms of manufacturers. Let's see what VFC and Maruyama are cooking up, and honestly, first indications of this, I'm really impressed. So the rail and stuff are probably things that you're not going to change out because it perfectly sort of blends in with the upper. And yeah, can't wait to see what else they bring. Hopefully the MP9 does indeed take these mags and I haven't been hoodwinked again. We're going to change that grip, of course. We've got the Die-Free Co. order landing any day now, as well as many other restock bits. So thanks for tuning in as always. Let me know what you think of this SPC-9 down in the comments below. Join the AgriPrecision Discord. You can find the link in the description. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.